Now, more than 400 people have been confirmed dead in Myanmar in the wake of Cyclone Mocha, but the true number of casualties could be much higher. The military has declared the Western Rakhine state a disaster area. The powerful cyclone battered port cities and towns, damaging buildings and damaging communication lines. Part of the disaster zone is completely cut off. The region's hundreds of thousands of displaced Rohingya, well, they're confined to camps, and survivors desperately need aid. But after decades of persecution, they have little hope that any assistance will come from the military. The UN says millions of people are affected.
5.4 million people are expected to have been in the path of the cyclone, facing winds in excess of 90 kilometers per hour. Of these, we consider 3.1 million people to be most vulnerable to cyclone impacts by taking together indicators of shelter quality, food insecurity, and of course, poor coping capacity. It's really a nightmare scenario for the cyclone to hit areas with such deep pre-existing needs.
Well, let's take this on. We can speak to Dr. Sasa, who is the Union Minister for International Cooperation with the National Unity Government of Myanmar, which is in exile. Dr. Sasa, so the extent of the damage is extremely hard to quantify, of course, in Myanmar, but we do know the situation is grim. How hard is it for aid agencies, do you think, to get aid in to where it's needed?
Thank you so much for having me today. The military of Myanmar are now blocking the aid to go to the most needed area. They have been using the policy known as a four-card policy. One of the four cards is cut off the supplies, cut off humanitarian, and they have been using humanitarian as weapons. The military have been using AIDS as weapons, disease as weapon, and this nature disaster is one of the best weapons for them to destroy more people, to cause more pain, more suffering, and more deaths.
But hasn't the military actually asked for more help to come in? I mean, they do have requested help to come in, and presumably they do want aid to reach these areas, don't they?
This cyclone hits area, and the area they have been heavily persecuted. And Rohingya camps, Rohingya people are being targeted of genocide. So they want the Rohingya people dead. That's what we have to know. And these areas were controlled by revolutionary forces, resistant forces. So they are not allowing international aid community to go to the territory that they are not control. Now Myanmar territory, more than 50% are controlled by us, by the revolution now.
So stepping back from the political situation on a purely human level, what kind of aid is required?
We are talking about 1.8 million homeless before the cyclone. Now we are talking about 18 million people being in need of aid, food, medicines, and shuttles. All these are consequences of military persecution, military attack on the people. Now the people of Myanmar are suffering two disasters. One is the military main disasters. One is this nature cyclone disasters. So they are facing two disasters, two nightmares at the same time. We need the food, we need the medicine, we need the shuttle.
What is the situation as far as international aid agencies are concerned? Are they able to get in? Have they had any more success?
They are having great difficulties of accessing into this affected area. The military are effectively blocking the international aid organization to go to the most in need people, the most affected area. And the military declare this cyclone hit area as under the martial law. That means that aid organizations have to ask permission to go to this affected area. And the military are not giving them permission to go there. That means the military are using this hunger as weapons, starvation as weapon, disease as weapon, nature disaster as weapon.
All right, we'll leave it there. Dr. Sasa, thanks for that perspective. Dr. Sasa speaking from the National Unity Government in exile.
Thank you.